Walt Harrison, Jerry Seltzer here at the Coliseum, the Oakland Coliseum Arena in Oakland, California, part of the great huge sports complex. It's where the Golden State Warriors play their basketball, the Seals play their ice hockey, the Bombers skate their home games. Next door is where the Oakland Raiders play. Oh, it's a great sports complex here on the West Coast. I have with me Kenny Constman, you folks know very well in Chicago. Here we go on the jam. Ted Tausche moving here for the Jolters. Bob Hine trying to clear the way for a Pioneer to get out, and that Pioneer is Nick Scopus with a great move. Moves on Tausche. But there's Charlie Gibson moving on. Well, he looked at Gibson, and Tausche put on the block, and Scopus was down and back in the pack. Just like that, when it's two men, you can't look at them both at the same time. Now, the Jolters in charge on this jam. They have Ted Tausche, number 3, moving. They have Charlie Gibson, number 5, moving. At the rear of the pack to block is the bald eagle Bob Hine, 57 with a pivot helmet, and Ronnie Robinson, 58. Double block, and they leave him on the deck. And they're put down by Cattell and Stevens, but they get up in time before the jammers can move on them. Robinson with a block in there. Gibson stays up. Tausche gets him behind. He stays up. Again, Robinson on Charlie Gibson. Again in there. Now it's Cal Stevens trying to get back there and eliminate one of the blockers so his men can move in there for points. And he's clobbered in there by Ronnie Robinson. Now Bob Hine hits Jerry Cattell, knocks him up. Robinson does the job with the jammers. Look at the great job out there by Robinson and Hine. Yeah, simply superb skating out there by Bob Hine, 57, and Ronnie Robinson, 58. What a great team they make. Buddy Atkins Sr. on the track immediately to pat him on the back and congratulate him. He's really behind his club. Buddy Atkinson Sr. coaching on the infield now, and he's meant a lot to this club because of the kind of spirit he has. Jerry Cattell doesn't like him being on the track, and he gets out of there when Ronnie Robinson moves in behind him. Safer to be at the other end of the track besides Jerry Cattell. So he goes down there. They're going to get the pack organized. Another jam will get underway. No points scored on that jam. It's still the Jolters 21 and the Pioneers 20. And remember, this is a championship round game. There's a lot at stake out there on that bank track. The pack is organized. Jam starts. Jammers starting from the rear of the pack. The Jammers are out of there in their blue shirts. That means they're Jolters. They're being chased by Bill Hill. Also John Rice, 59, who got a whip and is moving in there fast. He's hit by Stafford. Stafford slowing down. The Pioneer Jammers giving Mike Moore, number 4, a chance to build up a lead. Now Stafford takes off too. They're trying to outspeed Bill Hill and John Rice. Buddy Sr. on the track, urging them on, and they've got points. Point apiece as Jerry Cattell and Cal Stevens teamed up on Ronnie Robinson. Knocked him down. Joe Stafford, Mike Moore went by a point apiece. And the Jolters now have 23 on the scoreboard to the 20 that the Pioneers have up there. They're trying to outspeed Bill Hill and John Rice. This is Jerry Cattell and Cal Stevens teamed up on Ronnie Robinson. Knocked him down. Joe Stafford, Mike Moore went by a point apiece. The kind of a coach that Buddy Atkins Sr. is that time. When Robinson went down and Stevens skated back towards him, Atkins Sr. immediately ran to that end of the track and got in between the two. He wasn't going to take a chance of Stevens jumping on Ronnie Robinson, who was on the track. 23-20 the score here, and it's the Jolters in front. Ken, why don't you pick up the jam as these men move out of there?
Okay, the Pioneers trailing right now, and they've got to pick up a few points, but it's the Jolters again with the Jammers. And they've got Tausche out. They've also got Charlie Gibson. Pioneers, Nick Scopus leading the way, along with Gary Lorenz. And a Pioneer in trouble. Bob Hine is down at the rear. The jam is called off, and the Jolters pile 2 more onto their lead. They lead the Pioneers now 25-20. And Walt, I'm not so sure I wanted it that quick.
Well, Cal Stevens, along with Jerry Cattell, are picking on one man and doing the job. Their jammers have to stay in front. If they don't stay in front, their efforts are going to go for naught.
But it's the Jolters again with the Jammers. And a Pioneer in trouble. Bob Hine is down at the rear. The jam is called off, and the Jolters pile 2 more onto their lead.
25-20, 7:23 to go. They're getting the pack organized. The Jammers will come flying out of there again. Let's see who you bring out of there first, Ken. A blue shirt or a red shirt?
Okay, the Pioneers need a couple of red shirts out in front here. Cal Stevens trying to open the door. Hine trying to come back on him with a block. And again, it is the Jolters. Mike Moore and now Joe Stafford. Pioneers, the Jammers out. Again, they are behind. Johnny Rice, Bill Hill. 2 trying to get in there, and again they got a Pioneer back at the rear. This time it's Ronnie Robinson in trouble. Moore is Stafford in. Close play. They call it off. And the officials rule there are 2 Jolter points on the play. And that moves the Jolters 7 in front now, 27-20. And Bud Atkinson up on the track again. And look out, down at the other end, they've got Bob Hine boxed in between. Now Jerry Cattell going after Nick Scopus. And we got a pile up on a rail here. Officials trying to, Ronnie Robinson taking off after somebody. Buddy Atkinson trying to calm Robinson down. There are going to be Jolter penalties here, and I don't think Atkinson wants to see Pioneers penalties offsetting.
Well, when Cattell jumped Bob Hine down there, and then Nick Scopus, Robinson was up at this end of the track where Buddy Atkinson was talking to him, probably telling him what to do to get the team moving. But he got down there in a hurry, but he couldn't find Jerry Cattell, who became very elusive the minute Robinson went after him. Don't forget, if you want to get on the mailing list, receive advance information on the next game in your area, or to get a free copy of the rules, simply put your name and address on a card or letter, include your zip code number of the station in which you're watching this program, send it to Post Office Box 1828, Oakland, California 94604. You get that information or you get your free copy of the rules. Right now on the jam, we have Nick Scopus moving number 54. Jason is Charlie. Scopus moving on the pack. He's got a point in there. Blocking in there. Scopus, they finally break the ice and get back into the scoring column. Making the score 27-21. Only 1 point, but it could be the start of a change here, Ken.
Well, the Pioneers taking advantage of the fact that the Jolters had two skaters in the penalty box that time, Cal Stevens and Jerry Cattell, and without those two big guns, the Pioneers have really got a chance against the Jolters.
So they're going to get the pack organized. Another jam will get underway. We have 4:54 to go here in the sixth period of play. Remember, at the end of the game, I'll have an interview for you. Bill Hill whipped out of that pack. He's moving on the outside now. He's out in front. Mike Moore in pursuit for the Jolters. Bill Hill, 51, has a lead, and he's picking him up and laying him down out there. Buddy Senior on the track telling him to move it. They've got a man in trouble. They've got Stafford and Eames. The point picked up there by Bill Hill. That was Bob Hine and Ronnie Robinson blocking. They've adopted the tactics of Cal Stevens and Jerry Cattell. Look at Buddy Senior move in there with a little hip block on Jerry Cattell. He looked like he was trying to break it up, but he threw that little hip as he went in there. The Buddy Senior is kind of cute, Ken.
Well, he's been throwing a hip block a lot longer than Jerry Cattell has.
They've got a man in trouble. They've got Stafford and Eames. The point picked up there by Bill Hill. That was Bob Hine and Ronnie Robinson blocking. They've adopted the tactics of Cal Stevens and Jerry Cattell. 27-22 now the score. The Jolters lead. The Pioneers starting to pick away at that lead. 4 minutes to go in this period. Here we go again. Jammer's trying to move out of that back, and we have Nick Scopus out there. He's looking out of Bob Hine is out on the jam, moving in. Jerry Cattell in pursuit. Cattell with the block, and Bob Hine down the block. Jerry Cattell moves away. Cattell all by himself now on the jam. At the rear of the pack, the block is Ronnie Robinson and Bob Hine. The Jolters have the only threat. But Jerry Cattell has got a tough order to get by Bob Hine and Ronnie Robinson. Bob Hine about to go to the block. There goes on the Robinson to the block. Jerry Cattell now. Now Hine waits. Hine puts a leg block and an elbow block at the same time. And doing the same thing, Ronnie Robinson and Jerry Cattell uses the rail to stay up. Now it's Bob Hine again. Now Jerry Cattell shot in there, rocking Jerry Cattell. Block at the block in there. There's Robinson's block on Cattell. Bob Hine wants a piece of him now. And there's Bob Hyman's block on Jerry Cattell. Now another block by Robinson. He's still trying, but he's getting nowhere. Bob Hine, big block in there, and Cattell is down. And that'll kill that threat. He gets up again, and he gets it again from Robinson. That is the end of that jam. Time runs out. So the score remains 27-22. The Jolters still lead the Pioneers.
Walt, the Pioneers beginning to fight for this one. They want a victory here. This is championship competition. A lot of complaints levied at the Pioneers over the past couple of seasons is just that they will fold up under pressure in championship play, and Bud Atkinson Sr. says, no, it's not going to happen here. The Pioneers want this one.
So the pack is organized, and another jam will get underway. 27-22, 2:18 to go here in the sixth period. Robinson, Larry Smith to the whip to John Rice on the outside, down on the inside, and he's out of there. And he's got company, Nick Scopus, but Cal Stevens blasting in front. Mike Moore, number 4, coming out for the Jolters. So Cal Stevens is out there. Now he gives the whip to Mike Moore. There's John Rice and Scopus setting up a double block on Mike Moore. Mike Moore trying to get through the middle to grab the lead. If he does, he might cut off the jam. Stafford way behind the back. Oh! A point apiece for each Pioneer jammer, and they're still moving on the play. Robinson's got Stevens in trouble. Robinson's got a block in there. Cattell's in trouble. Bob Hine blocking. 6 points in there for the Pioneers.
There's teamwork, Walt. Blockade in the pack. Everybody in the action that time, and it's put the Pioneers back out in front. Look at Buddy Atkinson. He's happy in the fans in the audience right now. That's the biggest play of the game for the Pioneers, Walt.
Tremendous play. 6 big points, and they grab the lead 28-27 here over the Jolters. There's John Rice-Scopa setting up a double block on Mike Moore. Mike Moore trying to get through the middle and grab the lead. Stafford way behind the back. Oh! A point apiece for each Pioneer jammer, and they're still moving on the play. Robinson's got Stevens in trouble. Robinson's got a block in there. Cattell's in trouble. Bob Hine blocking. 6 points in there for the Pioneers.
There's teamwork, Walt. Blockade in the pack. Everybody in the action that time, and it's put the Pioneers back out in front.
Jam with Charlie Gibson up the Jolters. Bill Hill with a block in there, number 51. Gibson back at the inside of the block on Bill Hill. Buddy Senior yelling encouragement to the infield, but Gibson lost it on the turn. You have to skate these high bank turns correctly or down you go, and that's what happened to Gibson. Cal Stevens blocking now on Bill Hill. Bill Hill 51. There's Cal Stevens slowing him down. Now Gibson has the lead on the jam. Gibson moving, but he's hit with the block thrown by Ronnie Robinson. Robinson another block. On the rail is Bob Hine, put there by Stafford and Jerry Cattell, and picking up a point, Charlie Gibson for the Jolters. That ties up the score with just 4 seconds to go here in the 7th period of play. Now Gibson has the lead on the jam. Robinson another block. On the rail is Bob Hine, put there by Stafford and Jerry Cattell, and picking up a point, Charlie Gibson for the Jolters. That ties up the score with just 4 seconds to go here in the 7th period of play. These Pioneers are going to open their home stand against this same Jolter club, and Cattell has a few words over there for Buddy Senior, but Bob Hine gets in there. Ronnie Robinson behind Cattell. Cal Stevens gets in there. They take Jerry Cattell away. Probably want to keep him on the track. Of course, this period's over, so they'll be on the bench, but if he should have drawn a penalty in there, if he'd started a fight, that would have meant that one of the girls would have had to use up his penalty time. This way, when they get the 7th period underway, both clubs will be at full strength. So it's a tight game again. First, it looks like the Jolters twice during this game. They've threatened to pull away, but every time they have, the Pioneers have rallied and got right back in. So the score here at the end of the 7th period of play is the Pioneers 28 and the Jolters 28.